Alright. Tonight I'm going to read a new article. The article is The Horny Man Will Always Win by Giovanni, written on 22nd, 2026. There's a little bit of excess, so I'm going to jump straight right in to the most important part and read all of that for you today. Sounds good? Of course it is. Thank you for watching this video. Chotomate. Yesterday, I was sitting with a middle-aged hotel owner I operate with, and he told me a story about the horny man and the pickup artist. A man had just walked out of prison after 4 years. 4 years of grey concrete walls, bad windows, and the absence of intimacy. His older brother, a seasoned picked-up artist who lived by the art of seduction, decided to take him to a nightclub to celebrate his freedom. In the club, bodies moved everywhere, on the dance floor, against the bar, and in shadowed corners. And then, the woman. Girls in microscopes, skirts that barely covered the essentials, others in sheer gauzy tops that clung to their skins, leaving nothing to imagination. Topless dancers moved with practiced fluidity across elevated platforms. Every movement was choreographed to provoke, to tease, and to ignite. Perfectly engineered. And the horny man's body responded immediately. After 4 years of nothing but his own hand and the darkness of his cell, he was drowning in stimulus. His eyes moved from figure to figure, tracking the curve of hips, the flash of bare skin, the way a girl's hair fell across her shoulders as she turned. The blood rushed south, and within seconds, he was fucking hard. His older brother noticed. A malicious grin spread across his face. Here's how this worked, the pickup artist said, nodding towards the VIP section where a stunningly beautiful bottle girl moved between tables. She wore a short black dress that hugged her curve, and a red lipstick that looked like the only good thing in that place. Whoever gets her to leave with them first wins $1,000. We've got 30 minutes. The horny man nodded, still half dazed by the sensory overload. The older brother glided into action like he was born to do this. He moved with the fluidity of a man who had done this 1,000 times. He positioned himself at the bottle girl's path, and when she was there, he was suddenly there, effortless, like they had bumped into each other by pure chance. K-drama type shit. He was smooth, genuinely smooth. His words came out warm and layered with humor. He made observations about the club that made her laugh. Real laughs, not the polite courtesy laugh. He touched her arm where he made a point, held her gaze a bit too long, made her feel like she was the only person in the room, full of hundreds. He had clearly mastered the game, the timing of compliments, the art of the touch, the way to hold a conversation so that boredom never entered the equation. They stood together, laughing and touching, their body angling towards each other. She twirled a strand of hair around her finger, and he leaned in closer. To any outside observer, it looked like something was definitely happening. 30 minutes crawled by. The connection was there, undeniable, but they were still just talking, still just touching. The girl seemed engaged, interested even, but not quite at the point of leaving. The clock had run out. Time, the horny man called out. The pickup artist came back, shaking his head in frustration. I had her, he said, running a hand through his hair. Another 5 minutes, maybe 10, and she would have been in a cab with me, heading back to my place, bro. Maybe he could have. Maybe that's exactly what would have happened. But time doesn't extend itself for anyone. The horny man turned. Now it was his turn. The horny man stood up, and immediately the pickup artist tried to coach him. Here's what you do. You want to seem interested, but not too interested. You mirror her body language, you make her laugh, then you... The horny man wasn't really listening. 4 years in a cell had stripped away some of his social machinery. He had spent those years in defense mode, walls up, voice low, keeping himself small so as not to attract that wrong kind of attention. But none of that mattered now because something far more primal was overriding his conscious mind. He walked towards the bottle girl, and what happened wasn't a performance. He stood in front of her, and there was no hesitation in his posture. His body was upright, grounded, present. When he spoke, his voice was different from his brother's. It wasn't a carefully modulated instrument, it was a deep warmer coming from somewhere in his chest. He said a few words, nothing remarkable, nothing that would win a conversation competition, but his crooked smile carried the weight of 4 years of deprivation. And something shifted. The difference between him and his brother wasn't technique. It wasn't charm or timing of the subtle dance of attraction. It was the authenticity of desire. His entire body broadcasted need, not the needy desperation of someone clinging, but the magnetic pull of genuine, undeniable want. There was no inner critic, no part of his mind calculating the next move. His body had taken over completely, and his body knew exactly what it was doing. No. He didn't perform attraction. He was attraction. His movements became slow and deliberate. He reached out and softly took her hand, gently pulling her away from her post, away from the crowd, towards a shadowed corner of the club where the bass was muffled and the lights didn't quite reach. His body language was grounded and focused entirely on her. As they moved, his frame didn't mess up. His eyes didn't dart around the room. The chatter of his inner critic, the part that usually whispered doubts and self-consciousness, had completely shut down. There was only intention and her. 27 minutes in, and they both left the club without notifying anyone. The pickup artist sat in silence, looking around in deep realization. The horny man got the girl because his desires were so strong and high that they overpowered logic, dating game, time, and probability. The depth of true desire. You see, after years of sitting in front of hundreds of people on call, listening to their pitches, their dreams, their why, I've come to a realization that's both sobering and clarifying. 90% of men, and yes, even women, have low to zero real desires. I'm talking about desires so high and so strong that it overrides everything you tell yourself about being realistic, humble, or reasonable. The kind of desire that doesn't ask for permission. Gone are the days when men genuinely wanted to conquer the world, to build empires, to leave a legacy, to push the boundaries of what's impossible. Now everyone's hiding behind a veil of philosophy, nihilism, delayed gratification, and false humility. I don't need too much, just a few six figures, and I'm good. I don't need to date the hottest girl. She just has to be okay. I don't want to be the ambitious guy, you know. Balance is important. Every time I hear shit like that, I just want to build a portal and get the fuck out of this planet. Here's where it gets interesting. Doubt persuasion exists, thrives, and is in such high demand because people don't desire shit anymore. In the late 1900s and early 2000s, ROI and COI were sufficient to persuade almost anyone. Because back then, people had hunger and fire. You could show them the math, the opportunity, the path, and they'll take it. But now, you need framing, a CIA-level psychological playbook, and borderline psychopathic tactics just to make someone desire anything. You need to convince them what they want, that they want it, before they even know that they want it. The lack of desire is why people hoard info. If your desires were so high and strong that they consumed you, genuinely consuming you, you wouldn't need 82 making money online courses to finally wrap your head around something. You would force it. Your real desires would sting you. They will wake you up at 1 a.m. with a racing mind. They will have you running a marathon at 4 a.m., learning and applying immediately without needing certainty. Certainty is a byproduct of a lack of desire. When your desires are truly high and strong, failure doesn't register them as failure. It registers as feedback. A toast up. You clean it off and keep moving like a zombie that smelled meat. The funny thing is this. Most people think that they desire something, but they're actually performing. They're performing desire for an audience, that doesn't exist. Most guys date to make others jealous, to fill a hole in their life, to prove something. They don't desire woman. They desire the idea of it. And so they'll keep buying dating courses until they become celibates. Women are big problems, bro. Life is more peaceful when you're on your own. Every time I hear that shit in cafes, I just wanna fucking bomb it. The lack of a H and S desire. The same goes for men, for money. Most men chase money to prove to people that they have it, to belong, to feel like they're better than everyone else. None of them truly desire wealth. They just think they do. They've confused the social performance of wealth with the actual desire to build, create, control capital and the world itself. You've probably heard it said, if you truly wanted it, nothing can stop you. It's cliche because it's true. If you actually desired it, genuinely, viscerally desired it, everything else would shut down. The noise would disappear, the excuses would evaporate, and the need for certainty would dissolve. I think this is a very interesting article. It's quite long, but I think the title doesn't do the title is a very good hook, but underlying it, it basically talks about the desire and how everyone should be striving towards truly wanting something. Basically, the horny man won because he wanted it from the bottom of his heart, whereas the playboy man, he was performing. He was just doing it. He was perfect at it, but he was performing. He was showing someone else and making someone else jealous rather than truly wanting it. And that's what Giovanni mentions. Giovanni says that people today are performing too much. Although we say we want something, we don't actually truly desire it. We are performing to show other people that we actually want it. For example, perhaps many men want to date just because they want to show to other people that they have a date rather than truly wanting women. Similarly for money, they just want money so that they can show to others that they have money, they are in a better position rather than truly wanting to do something to change the world. And I think that is something that I relate to. It is something that, I need to learn as well. It's a wake-up call actually to me today, and therefore I'm going to read it again later just to remind myself of the importance of this value. That what I am truly feeling now, what I widely want, is not really what I want. You know what I mean? Like I need to feel the desire even more. I need to create it. I cannot be performing. I need to really want it from every inch and soul of my body. And when I wake up every day, that'll be my new purpose and that'll be my goal for the rest of my life. Interesting article, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye bye.